the hate army troll.
It's the hate army, bro.
Hate army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to
Hate army.
hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
hate
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
Sire, the royal court jester is refusing to perform by taking his shirt off and sucking on cucumbers. He's gone into hiding. Please get the royal guards and punish him appropriately for abandoning his duties. Yes, I've heard that Review Tech has basically not streamed all week, right? Like, he streamed early in the week when his documentary came out, and then he just hasn't been around all week. Are you surprised? Like, I mean, the guy got destroyed by the whole internet. That June the King documentary, I think as of now, it has almost 700,000 views. Let me check. I haven't checked it in a couple of days. Let's see. I need to go to subscriptions. June the King. It just hit 700,000 views this morning. So it's been out for 1 week only. It came out 10 a.m. last week today. And it's hit over 700,000 views in a week. That's pretty nuts. So that's one of his fastest performing as well. And by the way, I did have a talk with Joon. He is blown away, happy, obviously. He had no clue it was going to perform like that. I told you, that documentary on Rich was a filler documentary. That was meant to be a filler until mine came out. So for him to have 700,000 views in a week on a documentary he thought would only have maybe a few 100,000 views total has completely blindsided him. And he's like, whoa, this is awesome. And I told him, I says, dude, that's the power of hype. I said, dude, we hyped it up for you. People got so excited about it. That's what happened. And he also said that was the first documentary he ever did a live premiere where people were able to watch live with the chat rolling. And I told him, I said, dude, it worked well. When it went live, I plugged it, others plugged it, and basically people went and watched it live. And I told him, you had over 8,000 live viewers when it premiered. He was like, what? Yeah. I was like, dude, you got to do that every time. Every time you put out a documentary, do a premiere, and people will go in and flood it with views. So there you go. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, I mean, his documentary has been out for a week. 700,000 people, well, I would say 700,000 people watched it, but you know, other people watched our reaction and everything, right? So, I mean, what's he going to do? Well, I mean, honestly, here's an honest question. What content is Rich going to make? What content is he going to make? Does anyone care about his takes on anything anymore? His underdeveloped, not researched, sloppy takes, which is literally what he did for 10 years and got him 1 million subs on YouTube. Like, he has nothing else to talk about. He's been so destroyed and as they say, felted in that documentary. What content could he possibly make that anyone wants to see except he gets on stream and everyone beats him up? Because he's going to now he's going to be the next Wings, the next Boogie. He has to increasingly do embarrassing stunts and things because that's all anyone's going to want to see him do. And the sad fact is, I feel like he could have changed over the years. How many times did I call him out for this content? And I said, dude, you got to stop with this drama shit. It's not going to work long term. It works now, but eventually things are going to turn on you. And that's exactly what's happened. His public opinion has completely turned on this man. No one wants to hear his takes on anything anymore. They just sadly, they want to see him fall apart. The problem is, how on earth can he quit? Because he has no other job options. He's been out of the economy for over a decade. He's not hireable for anything. Look at him. He can barely stay awake. He's popping edibles to stay on stream. How could he be hired for a job? Especially, think about it this way. Someone comes in and they look distinguished. The moment you go on the internet to search for them, it's nonstop pictures of them without a shirt, sucking a cucumber, kissing a cock. You want to hire that person now? They're all over the internet like that. And that's what I'm saying. When he did those things, he was not thinking at all. He sadly, very sadly, only thought in the moment what would benefit him and never thought big picture how this would affect him or his family. And now look at the position he's in. So quite frankly, I don't know. I mean, it's sad. I don't want him to have a life spiraling out of control. I want him to recover and have a good life. But he has to change who he is as a person, and he just hasn't changed. So he has to do that first. That first step must be made so that then he can improve everything else. If he actually came back and said, I apologize for everything I've done over the years. I fess up to all of it now. This was all a mistake. I shouldn't have been like this. I'm going to change for the better starting today. Here's how, and here's his outline and his plan. Then I think maybe people would forgive him and he would stop being the whipping boy of the internet like he's been for the last week. But do you really think he's going to do that? Has he shown any evidence that he's capable of that kind of growth or change? Right? It's sad. I hope that he does come back. I would like to see a Review Tech redemption arc story where he improves and changes for the better. But since every time he's on the internet, he just sits there and copes and pops edibles, I don't see it happening. Okay. So anyway, wow, this camera is something else. So Street Fighter went well, right? Incredibly well. Hello, camera. I need to go down like that. There we go. See? It's a... This is ridiculous. Come on, AI camera. Okay. Exactly right. Cypress TV just said it the best. If Review Tech doesn't respect himself, his chat never will. If you don't have any kind of decency or self-respect for yourself, if you just make yourself a living embarrassment, then the internet will see you as an embarrassment. When you put the clown makeup on, it doesn't wash off. See? And that's the problem with Review Tech. With me, listen, I was the whipping boy of the internet for 10 years, but I didn't degrade myself to the level of, oh, I'm just going to pull stunts for money and do, you know what I'm saying, self-degradation, and look, I'm your clown dancing around. I refused. I kept making meaningful content. I stayed the course being who I wanted to be. And now 10 years later, the internet is coming around to it. Oh shit. Phil is actually based. He's been sticking to his guns the whole time. Everyone made this shit up about him. Now that we watch him, we realize it was all bullshit, right? But you got to be a man about it, and you have to stick to your guns. And eventually, maybe karma will come back to help you rather than bite you. Anyway, I really don't want to talk about this all day, okay?
Typically helps me more than anything.